You basically said, I don't care if my daughters wear revealing clothes, you know, they should be able to reveal what they want. One of your daughters is only 15.
Yeah.
So you're quite happy for her to go out in low-cut tops, short skirts?
Yeah, I think the article was about what really gets on my nerves, actually, is that I don't think women should body shame other women, and particularly they shouldn't body shame other women in front of their children. So what happens a lot is when I'm out with one of my daughters, I'll hear people talking about her or what she's wearing, and they're not particularly outrageous outfits in front of their own children. And I think that's not right.
And what kind of things do they say?
Well, yeah, they'll say, oh, I wouldn't go out in that, or look what she's wearing. I mean, when she had that grey dress on that you showed earlier, and we was walking down, and one woman said to her, about 11, 12-year-old child, if you ever go out like that, I'll kill you.
And I think it is a message, isn't it, that when young girls go out, especially these days, young girls are much more developed. And I think I believe that you should make your children feel confident about their bodies so they don't have any hang-ups. But at the same time, to go out and say, you know, it's fine for you to exploit your body and to kind of show off your wares and you know, if a girl has her chest out in front of young boys at a party, then that's sort of not sending a message that, you know, I want to have sex, but it is that kind of, you know, I want attention. And if boys look at you, then you can't say, what are you looking at? You know, it's a hard one. It depends how
it is a hard
one. And you know, whether you're mature enough for it.
I've always believed that as a parent, I should never shame my child. So if she came down, I mean, I've had children crying at me because they've come down and their children, you know, their parents have said, you know, you look like a tart, go and get dressed.
Is that, can I just start? I have to make the differential here. Is it body shaming? So not saying you look fat in that. What they're saying is, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which I think is a different thing, is that if you're 15 years of old, are you mentally prepared to cope with the attention that that outfit may, rightly or wrongly, bring you?
Yeah, I absolutely understand that point of view. Yeah, I do understand it. However, what I believe is, you know, our children have so many body image issues. And I think, you know, as women, we have body image issues. And there's so many things that we can't change. But I think what we can change is by saying, actually, women should be able to go out and feel comfortable.
Say, I mean, absolutely. You can wear what you like, but the fact is, men, boys, you know, and you might get men who think she's older, so it will be very inappropriate because it might be an older person, might comment on that. Do you give her the tools to deal with that, saying you wear it, but then you might...
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's not like I'm sending them out in sort of, you know, lycra all the time or anything, but I think that my job is to allow them to express themselves however they want, not shame them, and I don't think women should be shaming other women either, because I think that's a really big part of it.
That's a big umbrella, the shame thing. I do agree with you on a certain thing of that. I don't think people are shaming particularly. It's just that thing. I mean, how far does your sort of liberal attitude go? So say, for example, they say, suddenly I want to smoke 20 cigarettes at 15. Are you going to say...
Well, when Bronte was about 14, I did say to her, if you want to ever smoke a cigarette, tell me, and I want you to do it here. So, I mean, it's under my control. I mean, she never did, so
But you would have let her at 14?
Well, I would have had her try it, you know, because I think that they're going to try it anyway. They're going to do it anyway. You know, we all did, and our children are. And I would prefer that
Are they?
Well, some of them are, you know, not all of them probably, but I think most of them...
My son just recently came home from school and they had a big talk at school about smoking and showed all the dangers and people losing limbs over it. And he said, Mummy, I'm never, ever going to smoke because I like playing sport and I don't want to die.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's a stronger message in school.
I've got a 19-year-old daughter and she always asks my advice, and sometimes I'll say to her, that's a bit too booby, like, you know, pull it up a bit or whatever. But also, in my house, it's my husband. He'll say to me, you're not letting her go out in that, are you? And I'll have a little word with her. Sometimes she's had to sneak out without Mark seeing her. Not that she exposes to her. It's what all the young girls are doing.
Give them the list of the dangers that they could face when they go out dressed a certain way.
What does your husband say?
Well, actually, the grey dress was... I mean, there was two dresses we were choosing between. There was a grey one and one that
I think that's a lovely dress.
Yeah, I mean, he preferred that one to the one that...
today.
Yeah,
fantastic.
But we were on the train this morning and two women got on and looked at her and started whispering at each other.
But
that's typical.
Let's talk to Bronte, because I haven't got long left.
Being jealous because she looks gorgeous and
Bronte,
people will make comments.
how did you feel about your mum writing this article, and how do you feel when people come up and comment on how you look and what you're wearing?
I was perfectly fine with her writing the article, and they don't usually come up to me and say these comments. They usually come up to my mum and say them, so I don't ever experience them, and I usually just sort of ignore anything that is said about me if I hear anything, because I'm comfortable with my body.
So it wouldn't ever make you think, actually, maybe this is a bit inappropriate, or make you feel shamed. And the outfit you're wearing today,
Yeah.
I think, you know, lots of girls are wearing these little short suits now,
looks
and you've
great.
got a little bit of midriff showing. Have you had comments ever about that?
Yeah, this morning on the train, there was 2 women on the train and they were whispering, and that was the only time.
But how do you know they weren't saying, "Oh, I like that outfit"?
I
I'd
could
like
tell
to
by
know
the
where
look
that...
on their faces. They
But
were
it's
sort of
that's
bit
just
sort of-
jealousy. That's just women. It can be like that.
If you've enjoyed that, then why not click here for more? And don't forget to subscribe by clicking here, so that you never miss out on the best Loose Women moments.
Funny thing is, I was in a vulnerable place, and at the time I thought I had all this confidence and I was taking the world on.
Yep.
I didn't realise I was a shadow of myself. It's taken this show and Jane to, you know, publicly tell me, completely unbiased, she wasn't mean, Jane, whatsoever.